The Mariana Trench isn't just deep, it's aggressively unlivable. As you descend, light vanishes within minutes, temperature drops toward freezing, and pressure climbs to over 1,000 times what you feel at sea level. Every square centimeter of your body would be squeezed as if a fully loaded jetliner were parked on it. This is not an environment that gently shapes life, it punishes it. And yet, somehow, evolution looked at this place and said, "Sure, let's try." So imagine you're going down, not fast, slowly, meter by meter. Your ears would have popped a long time ago if you still had ears. The water grows heavier, thicker, quieter. Sound doesn't echo the way you expect. It just disappears. The surface world is gone, and the rules you grew up with go with it. Let's be clear about something scientists once believed. For decades, this depth was considered biologically impossible for complex life. Too much pressure, too little food, too cold, too dark. The assumption was simple. Anything living here would be crushed, starved, or chemically unraveled. End of story. But then cameras came back up. Down in the depths of the Mariana Trench, pressure doesn't just hurt, it rewrites chemistry. Proteins misfold, cell membranes stiffen, enzymes stop working unless they're specially reinforced. Your blood wouldn't boil, it wouldn't freeze, it would just fail, quietly, instantly. And yet, life adapted anyway. Not by becoming stronger, but by becoming softer, squishier, less ambitious. Bones thin out, muscles weaken, metabolism slows to a crawl. It's not about thriving, it's about not breaking. Think of it like trying to survive by doing absolutely nothing wrong. Ever. No sprinting, no wasted calories, no dramatic moves. Because down here, even a small mistake isn't a lesson. It's a death sentence. And the most unsettling part? This place doesn't care that you're impressed. Many trench animals look unfinished. Soft, gelatinous bodies, underdeveloped muscles, translucent skin. At first glance, they seem weak. But that's the trick. Hard shells crack under pressure. Dense bones collapse. So evolution stripped things down. No wasted mass, no excess structure. It's less like bodybuilding and more like deleting features so the system doesn't crash. When you look at these animals, it feels like something went wrong halfway through construction. As if evolution got tired, shrugged, and said, "Good enough." But down in the depths of the Mariana Trench, efficiency beats strength every single time. Muscle is expensive. Bone is risky. Rigid structures snap under pressure the way plastic toys shatter under a hydraulic press. So trench life chose flexibility instead. Bodies that bend instead of resist. Tissues that compress rather than fight back. Imagine surviving a car crash by turning into jelly at the last second. That's the strategy. For years, scientists assumed these animals were fragile. Poor swimmers, weak predators, evolutionary losers clinging to existence. Then they started observing behavior, and that theory collapsed faster than a submarine hull without reinforcement. These creatures don't sprint, they don't chase, they wait. Movement is slow, intentional, almost lazy. But that's not weakness, that's patience, refined into a survival tactic. Every motion is calculated, every calorie is guarded like a family heirloom. Some species barely move at all, conserving energy for months. Others drift, letting currents do the work. In a place where food arrives unpredictably, sometimes only after something above dies and sinks, being lightweight is an advantage. You don't need power when gravity delivers dinner. So yes, they look like mistakes, like prototypes that should have been scrapped. But in a world that crushes arrogance instantly, these design errors are the ones that worked. And that's the part that makes people uncomfortable. Because perfection didn't survive down there. Compromise did. Let's talk about the nightmare of the Mariana Trench, the viperfish. The viperfish looks like a creature that evolution designed during a power outage. Long, thin, and armed with teeth so oversized they don't even fit inside its mouth. They curve outward, permanently exposed, as if hiding them was never part of the plan. And in the deep sea, it wasn't. Down here, food doesn't come often. When it does, you don't get a second chance. So the viperfish built a jaw that opens absurdly wide and teeth that angle inward, ensuring that once something goes in, it never comes back out. Escape simply isn't a feature. But teeth alone aren't enough in total darkness. So the viperfish glows. Tiny points of bioluminescence dot its body, and a small glowing lure hangs near its mouth, flickering softly in the black water. To passing prey, it looks like a harmless light, maybe food, maybe curiosity. Then the mouth opens, and the decision is finalized. What makes the viperfish unsettling isn't aggression. It doesn't chase. It doesn't rush. It waits, motionless, silent, conserving energy like it's rationing oxygen. When something drifts close enough, the strike is instantaneous. No warning, no drama, just proof that in the deep ocean, evolution doesn't reward beauty or balance. It rewards efficiency. And the viperfish is very, very efficient. So scary that the viperfish looks so cute is the barrel-eye fish. The barrel-eye fish looks calm, almost polite, and then you realize you can see straight through its head. Its skull is transparent, completely clear like a biological glass dome. Inside, two tubular eyes sit upright, pointing not forward, not sideways, but straight up. This fish doesn't scan the horizon. It watches the ceiling of the ocean, waiting for shadows to pass overhead. For a long time, scientists misunderstood it. Those small dots on the front of its face were assumed to be eyes. They weren't. The real eyes were hidden inside the head, protected beneath a fluid-filled shield that absorbs pressure and damage. In a world where debris, jellyfish, tentacles, and drifting predators come from above, even your vision needs armor. The barrel eye doesn't chase prey. It hovers, barely moving. Its eyes lock onto the faint silhouettes of jellyfish and plankton drifting above, backlit by what little light exists. When the moment is right, the eyes rotate forward, the body moves just enough, and the fish feeds. No speed, no aggression, just precision. This isn't a creature built for strength or intimidation. It's built for awareness, for patience stretched into an art form. In the deep sea, seeing first often means surviving longest. And the barrel eye never stops looking up. For years, researchers assumed complex life couldn't exist at these depths. Then cameras came back with footage: fish, crustaceans, movement, behavior, hunting. Every expedition quietly rewrote textbooks. The trench wasn't empty. It was just patient, waiting for us to look properly. Before that footage existed, the deep ocean was treated like a biological dead zone. The math didn't work. Pressure too high, energy too low, chemistry too unstable. According to models, life should have stopped long before reaching the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Anything with muscles, nerves, or ambition was expected to fail. And then we dropped cameras anyway. Not elegant ones, not graceful. Metal frames lowered for hours into absolute darkness. No sound, no signal, just waiting. When they came back up, scientists expected empty frames and static. Instead, something moved. Not drifting debris, not random noise. Intentional motion. Animals approaching the camera. Circling it. Investigating it. Some even bumping into it, as if annoyed by the intrusion. That's when the assumption collapsed. These weren't organisms barely clinging to life. They were behaving, choosing, reacting. What shocked researchers most wasn't just that life existed, but that it acted normal. Predators hunted, scavengers waited, fish swam with purpose. The trench wasn't a graveyard. It was an ecosystem running quietly on extreme rules. And the deeper the cameras went, the worse the surprise got. Every new depth crossed another theoretical limit that biology was supposed to respect. Pressure thresholds, temperature boundaries, oxygen scarcity. The trench ignored all of it. This forced an uncomfortable realization. We didn't misunderstand the trench. We misunderstood life. Because life doesn't stop when conditions get difficult. It adapts until it looks unrecognizable. And by the time we noticed, it had already been there the entire time, unimpressed, unbothered, and very much alive.